Today I'm going to be checking out the R36MAX. Now this is a awesome little portable handheld console that says it can play everything from the PlayStation 1 and before. It even has some Nintendo 64 compatibility, which is really cool. Now this one does have a 4-inch 720 by 720 screen. From what I'm being told, it's the same as the other R36. It's just a higher resolution screen and a little bit bigger. I like that it has the 2 joysticks, so we can play all the PlayStation games no problem. And I got it in gray. So on the side here, it says it's presented case P screen protector. It does come with a screen protector, and I guess it comes in a case, which is really cool. So we're going to have our button layout on the side where the cards are. It actually has 2 slots for an SD card, which I don't know if I can get the focus or not, which I think is really cool. So this one says TF1 operating system, TF2 game. So I'm not quite sure how that works, but we're going to check it out. And this one has 1 gig of RAM, it looks like. And it says it supports 16 to 256 gig cards. I didn't know which one I was going to need. So I have 2 SD card adapters. I have a USB to SD card adapter, a 32 gig, 128, 512, and then 1 terabyte. We'll see what it can actually take. I'm hoping it can take the 512, as I think that'll hold every ROM basically in existence. You can definitely tell that this is, they used Google Translate for it. It says, because the function of the CPU's limitation, it may not compatibilizing all games. Some of the games are not supported is normal phenomenon. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and open it up. And what we're greeted with here is actually a case. So it comes with the case, like it said on the box, which I think is really cool. I'm going to be traveling this weekend, so having a case to store this in seems really, really awesome. Let's go ahead and open up the case and see what we get. So it looks like we have some dust removers, and it looks like this is a screen protector. It's not glass, but that's fine with me. I mean, I don't plan on really breaking it. We're going to have a user manual showing off the buttons again, what kind of information is on there, you know, how to unlock child mode, PSP game buttons, shortcut buttons. So pretty cool. And then we got some QR codes if you need help getting stuff going. So that's great. You know, good information. Go ahead and set that aside as well. It comes with a USB cable. Let's check this out. So it is a USB-A to USB-C, so that's good. Must be USB-C to charge then. The case is actually kind of nice. It's an actual like hard shell. And then we've got a quick support guide, which I don't think we're going to need to look at. Let's go ahead and put the case aside. And then this is the actual system. Now I ordered it in gray, and I'm actually surprised at how good this color looks. So it has this little protector over it. And I think this thing looks awesome. It doesn't even look, I mean, they're calling this gray, but it just looks kind of dark, almost purpley. So we're going to have volume up and down. Pretty nice. We got some back buttons. So we got our left one, or L1, L2, R1, R2. Huh. Yeah. Oh, look, there's me. Hey, everyone. I gotta say the L2 and R2 are kind of tough, but it looks good. You got A, B, Y, X, directional pad. Oh, these feel just like a Switch Joy-Con. So if you've ever held a Switch Joy-Con, these feel just like it. On the bottom, we have a USB for power, a headphone port, and then this says OTG. So I'm assuming that we can plug in like a controller or something into it. We do have TF2 right here. Now, from what I understand, that's for games. And then we have R, which might be for reboot. I'm not sure. And then power. So let's see if there's any battery on this thing. I haven't charged it. R36MAX. The screen is really nice. Oh, there's a screen protector thingy on here. Let's get this peeled off. Satisfying. Okay, so that's going to load up. Now we do have like a start and select button right here, the little hearts, which is cool. And then I don't know what this is. Oh, it's like a little spinner. Huh. So it looks like it already has maybe some. Oh, speakers are nice. Looks like it already has some ROMs on here, maybe. I really like this layout. So for the Mega Drive, which is basically the Sega Genesis. Wow. It already has a lot of games on here. Let's see if it has my favorite, which is Shining Force. No way. It already has Shining Force. This thing already comes loaded with a lot of games. That's really cool. I'm not sure how legal that is, but that's really cool. Let's try loading one up. So this is Shining Force. I was a huge fan of this on the Sega Genesis. So I just want to see what it looks like. We can play with the volume. There's no like, oh yeah. There's no volume indicator, but that's okay. Wow. How cool. Yeah, we're just going to skip through all this. I'm definitely going to try putting ArkOS on it. My buddy Dark Shogun said that's the way to go. Man, this is actually kind of awesome. I'm just going to turn down the music because I don't want like a copyright strike or anything. Not bad. Clicky buttons. And I believe these are the speakers. So I'm assuming this is like a home button. Not sure. What does this do? So that actually just reboots the console. It's actually pretty comfortable to hold. It's got these little back bumps. This console's kind of cheeked up, but it fits really nice in the hand. And I really like this. Like PSP, God of War, Chains of It, like that's amazing that that's actually on here. We got Metal Slug, Dragon Ball Z, Spider-Man 2, Street Fighter, Ninja Turtles. I mean, there's no way that God of War is going to run good on this thing. If so, I'm super impressed. We got a warning. I can't read what it says, though. I have no idea. It's so small. Man, the PSP had the little joystick, so that's kind of nice. Wow. Subtitles on. Yeah, display controls. I mean, this is just like playing on the PSP. Just gonna put it on easy and see how it plays. I mean, it looks great. Now, this thing retails for $99.99. I mean, the build quality feels good. This feels really nice. You know, it was on sale for $69.99, and I ended up actually getting it for free. But I think it's a really nice looking system. It feels comfortable. The little back bumps are actually really nice to hold. I mean, that's the PlayStation Portable right there. That's amazing. I've never owned one of these consoles, so this is really cool for me. I'm gonna have to look at what the shortcuts are, because I don't know what those are, which I think were actually on the back of the, no, they were not on the box. They were on the instructions. To exit the game, you push start and select at the same time. Oh, okay. You just kind of hold down for a second and it leaves right out. This is so cool. So I'm going to go ahead and try this with ArkOS. From what I'm being told, that's what this system would really benefit from. I don't know what the built-in one is called, to be honest, but it would be nice to see system settings, maybe. Hardware information, front-end development options. Oh, you can up the VRAM limit. We might be able to make this thing run a little faster, actually. You can show frame rate. There's all kinds of cool stuff that's already built into this. So I'm going to take the SD card out. I want to hook it up to my computer and see what we can do from there. So I'm just going to go ahead and hold down power. Hopefully that turns it off. Looks like it does. I'm not sure. Do you just use a fingernail and pull it out? The card's pretty hard to get out. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab some tweezers and see if that's easier. Ah, okay. So I used the kind of like blunt end of it and just pushed it in. So what does this thing come with? This comes with a unique style 64. Now, unique style is the same as the case and the little loading screen that we get. So this is a 64 gig card. I'm hoping that I can upgrade to the 512. I think that would be kind of perfect. It would hold everything I have and then some. When I play on my Steam Deck, that's what I had set up for emulation. So let's go ahead and switch over to my computer now. And let's see what is on this card, because I do not know what comes with it. So I have a little adapter here just so I can plug this in. And we're going to plug it into my USB port over here. And let's just see what is on the actual card itself. So here it is. EE-ROMs, it says. So it looks like just a bunch of folders. I'm assuming these are all the folders, yeah, for the different systems and what ROMs come with them. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure how we get the different, like the actual operating system on here, but I will figure that out and we'll get it going. But there's like tools, there's all kinds of different stuff in here. So here's Port Master, which I've heard of. So we're going to have to figure out what all of this does and then go from there. So I'm going to look up how to put ArkOS on this and we're going to run it from there. Okay, so I found a GitHub page for the ArkOS, and this says it's for the K36 and it mentions the R36MAX. Now, again, that's what I've got right here. So this is for the clones, and then this is for the actual Max. I went ahead and downloaded the file, and then there's also a community maintained image. If you're having problems with this image, find us at these locations. Okay, but here is a flashing guide. So I'm going to go ahead and go there. It says to download it, and then it's going to be in a .xz format. So we just need to, unextract it basically. Okay, so it says we need to extract the image file. Now I'm just going to go like this. I actually have the file right here, and I'm going to extract it to here. Now I am running on Linux. This is Ubuntu, and that's just what I use. Now these run Linux, which is really cool. So it's going to extract this file, which might take a while. So I will come back as soon as that's done. Okay, it has finished extracting. So I have the zip file right here, as well as this folder, which does contain the ArkOS for the R36MAX, and it's 9 gigs, so it's a pretty big file. So we did that. Then it says to format the disk. So I have already formatted it, but let's take a look. Here it is right here. Looks like we need to create a partition though. And probably want it to be for all devices. I'm not sure. It doesn't say. Let's just, you know what? Let's do it NTFS. Let's see, because I'm sure we actually put the image on it, it's going to format it to whatever it wants. So it is creating it. Looks like we do have that now. Okay. So we need to flash the actual file to the SD card. And this is a 1 terabyte card. So we're using a flash software like Rufus or Win32 disk imager for Windows. Okay. You're using a dual card setup. A 16 gig card is recommended. For a single card setup, use a 128 gig or larger. Okay. So it says we can use Balena Etcher, which is what I have. But there could be some issues. I'm going to try it and we'll just see what happens. Okay, so I ran into some issues flashing it. I think this little crappy adapter that I have was the main issue. I just switched over to my MacBook and flashed ArkOS on this 1 terabyte SSD. Now it says that once you're done, you can put it in card slot 1. So we're gonna go ahead and try that. Now, looking at the box real quick, and it actually says it right here, but it's just kind of hard to read. It says TF1. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in. And for some reason, I just can't push it in far enough. I don't really have like fingernails for it, I guess. It just does not want to. There it goes. Finally went in. So maybe it's just an issue on my end, but we did get it in. Let's go ahead and try it. It says now that all you have to do is just boot it up. So we're going to hold down power and see what happens. And I'm going to go ahead and switch to the full camera view once this thing starts. There we go. So now it says game console. It does show that it has the R36MAX as like the logo for it now. And it says ArkOS K36 on there. Looks like it's just booting up. That's kind of like a standard little Linux boot up. Detected first boot, running an initial setup, regenerating SSH host keys. I believe it has to make all of the folders for the actual ROMs and stuff to go into. So this might take it a bit to actually go through and create. So as soon as that is done, we'll go ahead and take a look at it. Okay, we did get a new screen, which is great. So this says that it's initiating ArkOS setup, creating new partition for easy ROMs, last partition end sector, formatting new partition as exFAT, new partition created and formatted, and copying ROM files to new partition. So my hope is that it's going to have just a bunch of folders. Hello, everyone. And that I can just copy the files over. So I'm gonna let this thing run through its setup and we'll see what happens. Okay, so it looks like it's all set up now. We got a Pico 8 screen, sports, options, RetroArch, all games, favorites. Okay, looks like we have some good stuff. I really like this menu. This is really slick looking. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the SD card out of this thing and see if it's any different. So the games that it has are nothing really that we care about, to be honest. So let's go ahead and see actually one thing. Can I change in the emulator settings? Or maybe I want gamepad settings. So the VRAM limit has already gone up a little bit. That's kind of nice. UI should just be all the UI. I'm really liking this setup. So I don't know. Oh, we got battery information. This is great. Brightness is at 100%. Is there anything we can do? I think I'm going to have to go in and actually change it. No, there's nothing there. I was just going to see maybe like RetroArch. No, nothing's there. Okay. I want to be able to change the control layout and then take it apart and switch these buttons around. I want A, B, X, Y. That's just what I'm used to. But yeah, this runs really nice. The joysticks work. Everything sounds great. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and we'll pop the SD card in and see what we get. Okay, so I've plugged that SD card now into my computer And it looks like we have a couple separate spots. There's a root drive, the boot sector, which is great, and then easy ROMs. And this just seems to have all of these folders, and we can go into like PSP and we can add the ROMs and stuff into them. So this looks really awesome. I'm going to go ahead and load these up with a couple and then put it back in the system and see how it plays. Okay. I tossed just a couple ROMs on real fast. I just want to see how it plays. So we got game console. It's loading. I also put the screen protector on it just because I figured it came with it. And see what like an average boot time is. Looks like it's booting up. It's little fidget spinners for when it's booting, I think. There we go. So we have Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, and PSP. There's 2 PSP games on here, but I just wanted to see Shining Force, since this is the game that I just loved. And I played it on this just a few minutes ago. I want to see what it looks like with the new emulation. Turn the volume down just so we don't get any copyrights. Looks like it works just fine. Yeah. Same play, nothing, no big deal. To start and select still. Press again to quit. Okay. ArkOS on there now. We go to Super Nintendo. I put the Toy Story game on here. I just loved this game when I was a kid. There it is. I mean, everything just works really nicely. That's just so familiar. This is exactly how I remember playing this game. So this is cool. Works perfectly, but you can actually use the joystick instead of the D-pad. Now, I prefer D-pad. Holy, I'm getting flashbacks. What up, potato? I remember you have to go to like an army bucket or something. It has been so long since I've played this game, very obviously. Yeah, get the army guys out. And they'll come down. Yeah, you gotta whip those so they stop. I think I died. I did. Look, that's not the point. The point is I wanted to see how it played. I like that you can press these twice to get out. You won't accidentally press it and get kicked out. You know, that's huge. Everything runs really great. I can't wait to play some Game Boy games on this. I have a flight coming up this weekend, so this is going to be like perfect. This can just fit in my pocket. You know, it's really small. And it just plays great. Oh, yeah. The music, everything. What a flashback. Still feels weird playing it with a joystick, though. I mean, everything runs really well. I have no complaints. I'm liking the ArkOS. It seems like it really does kind of just streamline everything, make it a little bit more user-friendly. And everything runs great. I'm super excited about this. I hope you guys like this. If you do, you know, consider getting one of these. They're really cool. This is the R36MAX. Again, we did just change the OS so that it is running the ArkOS instead of what it comes with. Really nice. I have a 1 terabyte card in there, so I should be able to carry all my games with me. And just tossing something like this in your pocket and then be able to jump in, really cool. So we have all the games. You know, you can go to all games listed. Just works great right out of the box. But I think the ArkOS is worth adding just to make it a little bit nicer. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, consider subscribing and liking the video. Leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next one.